Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Collectibles with Chris. And today on the channel, we have episode 2 of Figuratively Speaking. And we're going to keep it a little bit more brief than the last episode, so no 52-minute run times. Just got a little, let me see what we got here. Got our usual sneak peek of what's upcoming this week. I do have 2 unboxings, and then I'm going to do I think probably these next like 2 or 3 episodes, I'll talk a little bit about some of the collection. I decided to break it down with the wrestlers in my collection from when I used to watch, and then the wrestlers in my collection from when I watch now. So we'll start with when I used to watch, and for reference, that was from '01 to about '07. Yeah, I'd say like '01 to '07. And then I started back again at the beginning of this year whenever Raw went on Netflix. I was like, oh, let's give it a shot again. And, well, you see where it's gone. So I'm hooked again. So, but we'll do that. And that's about all we have planned. So, other than that, there's not really too many new things. I guess if you didn't see last week's episode, I'll show you what we had. We had the Shawn Michaels Target exclusive Elite. So, very nice figure. Like I said, I think function wise, this one's one of the best. And then a couple other good ones we had last week are the 2 exclusive Cenas. We had the Farewell Tour Cena, and then the Walmart exclusive collector's edition Invisible Cena. And I basically just took the gear off of this guy and put it on this guy, so that's where you get the floating shirt and all that. So it was a good week last week for the channel. I don't know. Not so good on the views, but nah, we're not in it for that. We're just doing this for fun, and wherever it goes, it goes. So, but alrighty, I guess I'll. Well, we're gonna start here. Let's go ahead and do these little figure reviews. So, as I was saying earlier, I'm gonna go through the guys that I liked back in the day, and I got 5 of them right here. And if you've been watching my channel, you did see this as an unboxing, so I'll go ahead and do this first. And Mr. Rob Van Dam. He was just, I always liked him because he was so fun to watch. I mean, just all his move set was so unique, and it didn't really matter what kind of match he was doing, whether, hardcore match, tag team match, ladder match, it didn't really matter. It was always, whenever he was in the ring, you knew it was going to be good. So it's just, and you knew there was going to be something exciting. So he was always fun to watch. I was always a big fan of him. And that goes along with this next guy. Kind of the same deal. Another reason why he was one of my favorites. I do need to get another figure of him, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But I'm talking about Mr. Jeff Hardy. And this is one of the real old figures. Like, it doesn't even have, the ball joints. It's just forward and back. That's all you get. So definitely need to upgrade this for the pick fed, because these are, for pick fed purposes, these are borderline unusable. Like, they're, especially with it being a basic as well, just hard to pose and do all that with the limited articulation. But I want to get a new one. But the hard part right now is I want to get one that does not have the painted face, just because that was the Jeff Hardy I knew. It was before he did all the face paint and all that, which, I mean, it's cool. Like I said, I have no problem with it, but like I said, I kind of like to have the ones from what I know. That's the reason I got 2 different Booker T's, because I wanted a more modern Booker T, because that's the Booker T that I know, so that I watched. So, but yeah, really cool figure. I love having this in my collection, but like I said, I do want to upgrade and get a new one. And the last guy that I'm going to review, I guess I'd say he was probably my favorite. I'd say that there was a lot of guys that kind of swapped around the top five, but I think number one always at the end of the day was Kane. I loved his character. His storylines were kind of iffy at times, but they fit the era, and it's just so many crazy moments with Kane, and it's just his character was so cool, and watching him wrestle because you knew that like he had that aura. It was kind of like real similar to the Undertaker, which obviously why they worked together so well. It's just he had that aura of like it's so hard to take him down. You really got to pummel and pummel and pummel, and even then he's still gonna kick out, and he's still gonna give you the power bomb. He's still gonna choke slam you, and it was just real fun to watch. And of course, everybody loves the entrance, the flame and all the pyro. It was amazing. So Kane definitely my favorite from back in the day. So it would be kind of nice to get now that I do have two masked ones, it would be kind of cool to get an unmasked Kane because I do remember that. Say I was actually watching Raw that night whenever he did first unmask, and that was a pretty crazy episode. But I mean, if you watched Raw in the early 2000s, that like Ruthless Aggression era, it wasn't as wild as the Attitude Era, that's for sure, but it was pretty close in a lot of regards. But alrighty, I guess next thing I'll do is I'll do our unboxings. I think I'll always save the sneak peeks for the end. That's probably what I'll do. And as I said last episode, we're not always going to have unboxings on these figuratively speakings, but sometimes we will, sometimes we won't. Like I kind of said, these are going to be more for like if I get something, it's like it's not ring gear, it's like street clothes or an alternate outfit. Like the one we're going to have today is Triple H, wearing just jeans and a t-shirt, and the mic is like promo Triple H. So we got that one, and then the other one. Granted, this was his ring gear, I believe. I mainly bought this for other reasons because He was before my time. I don't really remember him too much, but I do know the character, of course. I'm talking about IRS, Erwin Shyster, or Erwin R. Shyster. Sorry, but yes, I say cool character because I mainly bought it because like I said, I like the outfit. It's always cool to have the people in suits for general managers and stuff like that, and plus the briefcase. I'll probably customize that and maybe do something since both the people have cashed in right now, so I can get kind of creative with that. And I don't know who I'll give it to, but I'll figure something to do with the briefcase, and that will be cool. But let me go grab a knife real quick to get these cut open. Alrighty. Well, let's start with IRS since we were just talking about him. So, again, like I said, these are going to be a little kind of more quicker unboxings, but actually, pull that forward. So, there's your figure. I know he was like an accountant was his character. Kind of weird, but pretty cool. From what I heard, he had an interesting character and people liked him. But like I said, he was a little before my time. So typical standard WWE Legends box, which I do like. These boxes are nice. But there's the bio real quick. If you want to pause and read it, you can. So there's the rest of the set, which I almost had. All right, I have these two. You've seen King Booker from the unboxing. There's IRS. I see these two all the time. The one I really want's that Warrior though, but I can't find it anymore. So it is what it is. I know they're making more of him. So all right. Oh yeah, he was part of Money Inc., which I believe that was with DiBiase. So, anyways, I'll crack into this real quick. Let's take it. enough. Almost. There we go. Alrighty, let's get him out of here. Alrighty, he does come with a set of mic holding hands and the good old pointer finger hands. Those popped out. Boom, bada boom. Is that a band? No, I guess not. Jeez Louise. Make sure I get on my trash. Over there. Oh, let's probably hold the glasses on. Not sure crooked anyway. Jeez, come on. There we go. Let's fix his glasses. There we go. Stop out there. Crooked as all heck. Yeah, that's better. I don't really want to stay on his face, but that's okay. Just as long as I don't look down. Yeah, I'll have to mold those some other time. I'm not going to deal with it now, but yeah. Good old IRS. Oh, and of course, like I said, his glasses keep falling off, so I'm going to have to mess with those later, so that's fine. But it's pretty cool that his suspenders do come off, it looks like. I'm not going to take them off, but yeah, it does. If you look, there's a little clasp there, so they do come off, which is pretty cool. So, pretty good, posability for him. So, it's your standard elite, so nothing too special, but he does have the pinless knees, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it is what it is. So, oh well. Yeah, not a bad figure. Like I said, I mainly bought it just because I like the figures with the suits, just for, like I said, they're always good for general managers and stuff like that. Switch his hands out, and of course he's got your, like I said, the standard briefcase. Oh, keep dropping it. Cool. Yeah, there he is. Make sure to put his glasses over there so that way I don't forget them, and I'll make sure to remold those, and those just go there for now. Alright, everyone, we're done with him. So next on the list is Triple H, and this is from the most recent Monday Night Wars line, because it does have the Vincent Build-A-Figure. Triple H looks like he's got leather jacket or a leather jacket, and then a D-Generation X shirt. I do like the Raw is War mic. That's cool. I have quite a few mics, but it's always nice to add some cool ones like that to the collection. Looks like he also comes with some open palm hands, weapon holding hands, and then fists. So pretty standard. Here is your. There's Mr. Triple H himself. From when was this one? March 30th, 1998 is what this one is based off of. Yes, you'll see that on the back. But there's Mr. Triple H himself. Go ahead and get the bio for you. You can pause that if you'd like and read it. There's the rest of these in the line. Let's say last week we had the Shawn Michaels. So now you got the Triple H. And you might see one more later if you wait for the sneak peek. So, pretty nice little box. All right, so I had to read the back real quick, sorry. All right, let's go ahead and pop him out of there. Grab my trusty old knife again. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Put this up so I don't get it. Alrighty. Pop him out of here. Oh, and he also does come with the arms and the hand sculpts for the Vincent Build-A-Figure, which is the Build-A-Figure for this line. I forgot what. Oh, and Shawn Michaels came with the head, so I got the head and the arms so far. Oh shoot! I'll just pop all those out. If you are curious, you have the Vincent arms, and Vincent does come with fist hands and the. Let me focus it right. The Wolfpack hands. Ow, ow! So that'd be cool to have. Hopefully, I can finish that Build-A-Figure up. So it'd be kind of cool to have too. So, pop these hands out for Triple H. These over there. Man, they really tightened him down. Throw my trash away. Always throw away trash, kids. Remember that. Silly little bug. Oh yeah, good old pleather. Gosh. But yeah, alrighty. Dive right into him. Here we go. This is the newest Triple H, what did I say, Monday Night Wars figure. So he does have the D-Generation X shirt. Nice little, like I said, the leather jacket. So actually pretty nice. So I do like that. And then you've got standard blue jeans, a little bit. It's kind of a nice color actually. It's a little bit lighter blue. It's kind of Muhammad Ali legs, so they are tight. But like I said, he's in promo gear or general manager gear, so I don't think I'll be posing him up too much. But I don't know. Like I said, the general manager gear and all that kind of stuff is always it's cool to have, especially with. Like I said, at some point I am gonna get the pick fed or something like that. So oh geez, oh that's funky. Can't check that out. Woo! That is some crazy head articulation. Because I was looking, I was like, his head's off. But no, it's just a little bit off on the articulation. But yeah, not too bad. Let's look see how he looks in the ring. And have him yell at IRS. Yo, I don't want to pay taxes. Yeah, not too bad. I say it looks good in the ring. I like that. Oh yeah. There in case they fall. Alrighty, well, we got through the figures, the unboxing. I guess the last thing to do is give you a little sneak peek of what's coming up for this week. We got two pretty cool ones. So I will. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you Carlito first. Yep. First one is Carlito. This was from earlier in the year, WWE Legends Edition. So I'm not going to show any more, just a little sneak peek here in the front of what it is. So, but yeah, that will be Thursday's video. And for Monday's video, so I think this is coming out Sunday, so it'll be tomorrow's video. I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited. I was talking about all my favorites earlier, and this guy fits in there. He was always in there in that top 5. It's so much fun to watch. I remember when he won the title, and it was just man, and it's sad that he's no longer with us. And I said I had one more of the Monday Night War series, and it is Eddie Guerrero. And this is going to be a fun video for me, just because he was one of my favorites. I do not have any Eddie Guerreros. I randomly saw this at Walmart. When was it? Yeah, because the Monday Night Wars is a Walmart exclusive. That was like a week or so ago. They finally got one of those new little shippers out there, so I went and checked that out, and they had one Eddie Guerrero left. So I am so excited for this, because like I said, this Eddie is a little bit 97, so a little bit before I started watching, but still, it doesn't matter. And Eddie's an Eddie, and I wanted it just because he is my favorite, and I'll be honest, I didn't really want to pay. All the ones I saw in other sellers markets was like $50, $60. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay that. Sorry, I love you, Eddie, but I'm not gonna pay that much. But yeah, this will be fun. So I know I already showed off the whole box, but you'll get a more in depth tomorrow. So I'm very excited for that unboxing. But alrighty, well, I think that is about gonna wrap it up for this second. Oh, one last thing. Congratulations to Sami Zayn for winning the U.S. title. That was so cool to watch, just because having that crowd there in Paris, and just everybody knows how amazing the crowds are in France, and it was just having him have that moment and win that title, which he'd never won the U.S. title before. So that was one more off the list that he can get, and it's just that was so cool. And then afterward, just how loud the crowd was, and just everybody chanting his song and singing along. It was really cool to see. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm posting this tomorrow, so I don't know if you'll see this before or after you watch Clash in Paris, but hopefully you had a good show. Or I guess if you watch it before, enjoy the show. Hopefully everything goes your way. And if you're watching it after, I hope you enjoyed the show, and hopefully everything went your way. But anyways, but yeah, that's about all we got going on in Figureland over here. So nothing more, too much to update. Like I said, showed you those figures. Like I said, we'll probably have maybe 4 or 5 more wrestlers for next week's episode that I'll talk about and why I like them and all that. And I'll probably go a little bit more in depth. So I know I said I was going to cut this video short, but it's only 25 minutes, so I could probably spend a little bit more time chit chatting about why I like those guys. But anyways, like I said, just keep taking notes. I'm gonna keep trying to improve and keep making these videos better for you. So hope you all have a great day. Like I said, enjoy the show or enjoyed the show. Anyways, I will see you tomorrow for Mr. Eddie Guerrero. Alrighty, have a great day. Bye.